On a plane, a general is escorting 7 female prisoners. Go to the international prison. The general entered the cab aggressively. I put on my headphones and drank a little wine. However, what he didn't know was, a female prisoner is quietly prying open the lock on the handcuffs. Immediately beat all the escorted soldiers to the ground. All the female prisoners were released. The driver was also shot to death while the female prisoner was fighting. But when he realizes all this, was also shot to death by a female prisoner. Hello everyone. Today I bring you a domestic suspense film. Wild Prisoner. The story takes place in Thailand. An arrogant general is taking 7 female prisoners into the plane. And these 7 female prisoners are international felons ready to be transported to international prisons. But on the way, a North Korean female prisoner who had worked as an agent pry open the handcuffs, killed all the escorted soldiers, and released all female prisoners. The driver was also shot to death in the chaos. So the female prisoner quickly realized they are in danger of unmanned driving. At this time a blonde female prisoner claimed to have taught herself to fly a plane. I can only try to catch the ducks on the shelves. It didn't take long. The plane doesn't know why. Suddenly started to fall, when the 7 female prisoners woke up, but found them on a desolate island. A female prisoner went to the crash site to confirm, found that the weapons on the plane were gone. Explained that there must be someone else on the island, but one of them had a leg injury. So too late to think. You can only find a safe place to treat the wound first. 7 female prisoners fell asleep by the fire at night. Suddenly North Korean agents heard. There is the sound of grass rubbing in the distance. Immediately 7 female prisoners were caught in a group. Savage with a spear surrounded. They were quickly escorted to a cage. Midnight. 2 savages broke in, trying to insult the female prisoners. But it was discovered by North Korean agents. Knocked them out. The 7 found this was a good chance to escape. So he slipped out of the cage quietly. But soon a group of savages chased up. Started fighting with them. But after all, the savages have bows and arrows in their hands. Just when a savage aimed at the female prisoner, when preparing to shoot a bow and arrow, a man appeared and shot the wild man. 7 people thought they were rescued. But I didn't know it fell into the hands of the devil. Turns out this man is a driver, carrying a group of football babies to the World Cup 7 years ago. Unexpectedly, the plane broke down on the way. He had to make an emergency landing on this desert island. He leans on the desert island. Modern civilization and the pistol in hand. Conquered the savages here. The desert island is difficult to locate due to the chaotic magnetic field. So it's hard for the outside world to find here. He also really enjoys the feeling of being the emperor of the earth. So he didn't want to go out. But the female prisoners don't want to be savages all their lives on the desert island. So the man enthusiastically proposed. Give the female prisoners a day to prepare. Play a game of football with the savages here. You can go out if you win. But if you lose, you have to reproduce for the savages. Then sacrifice to heaven. However, only one of the 7. Ukraine's national football team retired due to injury. Others don't know how to play at all. So win the game in one day is an impossible thing. So the 7 thought about how to escape. A female prisoner seduced 2 savages guarding outside, introduced them into the cage. And the other 2 female prisoners took the opportunity to stun them from behind. Finally the 7 were able to escape. But didn't go far. They were discovered by men. Man is very angry. Think they broke the rules of the game. Decided to punish them. Either 4 people will die. Either 4 people will compensate the savage. In order to save his life, 4 female prisoners headed by North Korean agents had to take the initiative to stand up. The next day, the game is still held as scheduled. The savage quickly gained the upper hand by using his physical advantage. He even carried savage female prisoners to prevent them from scoring goals. Seeing that the score gets bigger and bigger, men are also very satisfied. And the North Korean agents looked to lose. So began to use kung fu to bring down the savage. Take the opportunity to score. The score quickly got close. But the man looks at the score that is about to tie. Immediately gave the female prisoners a yellow card warning. Forbid them to use force. So the savages regain their advantage again. It's late. The game is over. The female prisoners still lag behind the savage by 4 to 6. But maybe it's because men don't enjoy it. Decided to play another round on the next day. Whoever scores 10 goals first wins. But he only gave 4 coconuts to 7 female prisoners for dinner. Although the food is small, but a few people still ate it hungrily. And the North Korean agents saw it all at once. Savage knife falling on the beach. So I hid the knife under the sand. After eating coconut, the female prisoners were taken to a stream for cleaning. Several people feel that with the current posture, it is very difficult for the 7 to win the game. But the North Korean agent remembered. Among the female prisoners is a Japanese who is a master drug maker. So he teamed up with the Japanese to poison the water source. Hoped to take the opportunity to escape. But I didn't expect to be discovered by a man at night. I also rewarded 2 people with 100 whips. North Korean agents feel something is wrong. Because they do something every time. Will be discovered by men. So there must be an insider among them. But the next day's game is still going on as usual. Maybe I want to be free. This time the female prisoners cooperated tacitly and quickly tied the score. But it didn't take long. The fighting spirit of the savages was also aroused. Morale rises immediately. Scored 10 goals very quickly. Women look at wild people like crazy. Back again and again. Suddenly the North Korean agent picked up the knife hidden in the sand yesterday. Kidnapped the blonde female prisoner who flew the plane. It turns out that the blonde female prisoner is actually an accomplice of the man. Responsible for providing a group of women every year for men to have fun. She is not a felon at all. But bought the general to get on the plane. And then killed the driver while in chaos. Drove the plane here by myself. But the man thinks he doesn't care about the life of the blonde female prisoner. Shot her directly. North Korean agents without hostages. I can only cut the man's arm with a flying knife. And then took the opportunity to escape with the rest of the female prisoners. But after all, this is the place of the savages. Soon they fell into the trap. Arrested again. Only 1 female prisoner from Taiwan managed to escape. But just at night when the man wants to sacrifice the others to the sky. Taiwanese female prisoner found a weapon. Rushed to the scene and rescued them. It turns out that Taiwanese female prisoners are not criminals either. But in Interpol. She suspects that the blonde female prisoner is related to multiple cases of female disappearance. So followed her to the desert island. The next day the man saw that the situation was wrong. So he flew the plane and tried to escape. But it was quickly discovered by North Korean agents. And shot the plane down with a gun. No pilots in planes. A few people can only leave here with a raft on the island. But the raft is obviously not strong. It didn't take long to turn over. Several people immediately drifted to the new desert island. But this time when they woke up, fell into the hands of dinosaurs. The movie ends here. This movie has a terrifying plot. And a big brain hole. At the same time, it also used the eyeballs of women's clothing bloggers. So it is evaluated by many netizens as the bad movie among the bad movies. Okay, I saw this in today's movie. Like Friends, please leave a comment. See you next time. Bye bye.